What's up, Falcons Nation, NFL fans? It's your boy Jew coming at you with another Atlanta Falcons video. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up. In today's video, I would like to give my preview for this week's matchup between our Atlanta Falcons and the Washington Commanders. But if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you know when I've done Atlanta Falcons content or NFL content. If you'd like to follow your boy on Twitter and Instagram, you can follow me at Jew Talk Sports. If you'd like to be a part of my Jew Talk Sports membership, you can hit that join tab here on the channel as well. But with that being said, let's jump right into the video. So as I mentioned in today's video, I do want to give my preview for this Sunday's matchup between our Atlanta Falcons and the Washington Commanders. This will be a 1 p.m. kickoff game, and this will be the second home game of the season for our Atlanta Falcons. We currently sit at 1-2 on the season. The Washington Commanders currently sit at 2-1 coming into this week 4 matchup. And looking at this game, we're very familiar with their coaching staff. Dan Quinn is the head coach of the Washington Commanders. Personally, since I've been an Atlanta Falcons fan, and I've been a fan since the Michael Vick days, I believe that Dan Quinn was the best coach that we've had since I've been a fan as far as head coach. He set an identity when he was here in Atlanta, the brotherhood, fast and physical defense. I know that he drove the fans crazy with the slogans and things of that nature. But one thing that I could say with Dan Quinn is he set a foundation of what to expect for this Atlanta Falcons team when he was our head coach. So one thing that I know coming into this game is that the Washington Commanders, I expect them to come in and run the football in this game. I don't expect quarterback Jaden Daniels to play in this game because he did sprain his knee, and he's only been out for one game, which was last week's game against the Raiders. I think he may miss a few weeks. So I expect Marcus Mariota, former Atlanta Falcon quarterback, to come in and be their starter. And we know what Marcus Mariota is capable of. The Washington Commanders run still the same offense when they have Jaden Daniels as when they have Mariota. Both of those guys want to use their legs. They run a college-style offense similar to our Atlanta Falcons, where they run out of the pistol. They run a lot of different formations with Cliff Kingsbury as their offensive coordinator. So I expect them to come in and try to establish dominance in the trenches and run the ball and play really good defense on the side of Dan Quinn. In that defense, I expect them to try to rattle Michael Penix, similar to what we've seen in the Carolina game. They're going to try to get after him and try to speed up his clock. So it's going to be very important in this game that we come out and we establish the line of scrimmage like we did in Minnesota. We have to allow Bijan Robinson to be the X factor, Tyler Algier, and our physicality up front with guys like Chris Lindstrom. Allow those guys to go forward. Allow those guys to establish some type of rhythm. In the game against Carolina, we didn't have any rhythm in that game. And I really feel like that's the reason why Michael Penix performed the way he performed, because we were out of sync and out of rhythm all game. So coming to this game, throw the first punch, allow Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier to set the tone, allow that offensive line to get those guys moving backwards, and I really feel like we can get off to a good start. Now, this Washington Commanders team feeds off of turnovers. We know when Dan Quinn was here, everything was about the ball, taking the ball away, and that's what this Washington Commanders defense is predicated on. They have one of the best linebackers in the league in Bobby Wagner, even at his advanced age. Bobby Wagner and Frankie Louvu, those two inside linebackers, are the engine that make that team go. I believe Bobby Wagner had 2 sacks last week, so he's going to be very aggressive in blitzing and things of that nature, those two linebackers. So we have to be mindful. Bobby Wagner is a guy that's a veteran. He's going to try to pull the ball out, punch the ball out, and things of that nature, but he's a guy that's very aggressive as a linebacker. Now, I do think that we have some opportunities in the middle of the field because Bobby Wagner is not as fleet of foot as he once was as far as moving laterally. So I would try to get Kyle Pitts going early in this game. I went back and looked at some of the cut-ups from the last game, and I've seen some different things where a lot of the times Kyle Pitts in the middle of the field was open. I know he missed Ray McLeod and Michael Penix across the middle where he skipped the ball off the ground, and he had some yards in front of him on that 4th down play. It was another play where I seen early in the game, where Kyle Pitts was running wide open. I think he threw the ball in the flats. Kyle Pitts was running up the seam wide open, and it would have been a touchdown for Michael Penix. So in this game, like I said, allow Michael Penix to get comfortable, run the football in this game, make his job easier. At the end of the day, Michael Penix is still a rookie quarterback. As much as we want to look at him and say he's a second-year guy, he is a second-year guy, but he didn't start the full season last year. So he's basically a rookie because this is his first official year starting. Until he gets 17 games under his belt, I'm going to consider Michael Penix a rookie. So you want to rely on the physicality, the running game, and this defense. This Falcons defense has shown us that they're capable of taking the ball away. They're capable of getting pressure on the quarterback. And we know that Marcus Mariota is another quarterback that will get rattled. If you get pressure on him, one of the things about Marcus Mariota is he will overthrow passes. He will, throw interceptions. We've seen it when he was here with our Falcons. He will turn the ball over and fumble the ball. So in this game, I'm trying to get as much pressure as I can on blitz packages and things of that nature on Marcus Mariota to speed up his clock. I don't want to allow him to scramble on the outside. You want to keep him pinned in. So it's going to be very important that we don't be over aggressive and run past him. Like guys like Jalen Walker, guys like James Pierce Jr., this game is going to be very important that we stay in our rush lanes because Mariota will beat you with his legs. He is one of those guys that's very capable of rushing for 100 yards with his legs. So if you get over aggressive, you run past him on the edge and you leave those open gaps, Mariota will take those gaps and take off running. And he's a one read type quarterback. So he'll read. If it ain't there, his hot read is not there, he'll take off and run. So in this game, I want to force Marcus Mariota to beat us with his arm. I don't want to see us allowing their running backs to win this game. I don't want to see Marcus Mariota rushing for over 100 yards and winning this game, trying to play defense and just running the ball as we saw last week in Carolina. We seen last week Bryce Young only threw for 121 yards, but they played the field position battle and they won the field position battle. So that's the last thing that I want to say as far as the special teams side of things. The Falcons have to make their field goals in this game. We might have jumped the gun with them cutting Younghoe Koo. Personally, I would have kept Younghoe Koo on the roster. Maybe still started Parker Romo last week because he went 5 for 5 the week before. But we keep telling you guys, consistency is what's the most important thing. And I really would have liked to see Younghoe Koo stay on this roster and make Parker Romo prove it for like 2 or 3 games that he's a consistent kicker and not make that knee-jerk reaction. But at this point, we know that hindsight is always 20/20, and Younghoe Koo did lose his confidence. But we seen last week with the pressure on Parker Romo, he didn't look good last week. He was 0 of 2, missed 2 clutch field goals early in the game that swung the momentum in the Panthers' favor because it gave them favorable field position 2 times in a row, which put them in scoring range. So in this game, Bradley Pinion has the punt better. Last week, it hasn't been talked about enough. He shanked a couple of punts and put the Panthers on good field position. In this game, it's going to be a field position battle type game because Marcus Mariota, they're not going to rely on his arm. They're going to try to play the field position game, play good special teams. And me knowing Dan Quinn, they're going to play it safe. They're not going to, come out and spread it out. They're not going to allow Mariota to lose this game, similar to what we've seen in Carolina. They didn't allow Bryce Young to lose that game. They kept the ball on the ground. They kept the throws, the quick, short throws that we saw last week from the Panthers. I expect to see the same thing in this game. So if I'm the Falcons, I'm not running a whole bunch of zone coverages. I expect this Falcons team to try to man up, press up on these guys, bring pressure, because Marcus Mariota is not the most accurate quarterback. So if you play tight man coverage and you get pressure to him, Mariota will throw inaccurate passes, which could get tipped and could get intercepted. So in this game, the only way that I see the Falcons losing this game against the Washington Commanders is if we come out and we don't play our game. If we come out passing the ball, then I know that we're not ready to play. If we come out and we don't establish the run, establish the line of scrimmage, and we allow the Washington Commanders to get comfortable, then it's gonna be a long day. So I expect this Atlanta Falcons team to win this game. This is a really important game in the season because it's the next game. This is the only game that matters at this point. We have to flush that Carolina game. We're past it now. It's Tuesday of a new week. We have to flush it. But at this point, we have to come prepared to play in this game. We have to come out and play Atlanta Falcons football, which is winning in the trenches, which is running the football, which is establishing dominance in the trenches. That's what's going to win this game. So with that being said, you guys give me your thoughts. I have a lot more content coming for you guys. But as always, Falcons Nation, rise up, be blessed. Peace.